I guess you can say that I'm not your typical guy. Ever since I was a child, my interests were never really the same as those of all the other boys around me. I could care less about sports, and I never quite caught on to the thrill of fast cars and flashy motorcycles. No, I was always on a different path. My eyes were set on the sky. When I was 5, my parents decided to go on a vacation to the Bahamas. As a young kid, it was an exciting idea. It's not like I hadn't traveled before. We'd actually gone to plenty of places in the US. What made this special, though, was that it was my first vacation overseas, and also the first where my family wouldn't be driving to get to our destination. I was excited because we would be flying. However, at that moment, I had no idea what was yet waiting for me. When it was time to board the plane, I noticed that the door to the cockpit was open. As I snuck a quick peek inside, the captain saw me spying and beckoned for me to come in and help him turn on the plane. I was in awe, mostly because I had never seen a room quite like it before in my life. It was nothing but switches upon switches and gauges upon gauges. As I did what the captain asked of me, I heard a sound go off in response. It wasn't much, but that simple little event was all it took to forever leave a lasting impression on my mind. Since that day, 15 years have gone by. I'm now a college student studying at the University of Illinois. Like many other teenagers, I like hanging out with my friends, listening to music, watching movies, checking my Facebook, staying up late each night, and then sleeping forever the next day. But beyond all this, there's so much more. Now, even after 15 years, my fascination with flying is still just as strong as that day when I stood in the cockpit as a little boy. Actually, it's developed far beyond what I ever could have imagined. I've grown up fixated on aviation. Whenever I'm outside, I watch the planes descending through the sky. And every time I pass by O'Hare Airport on the way to my cousin's house, I can't help but turn my head to look at the colorful tails of all the different airlines lined up at their gates. Aviation has become my life's passion, and I know that it's the only place where I can see myself in the future. While there's no doubt in my mind that flying for a major global carrier would be an amazing career, I decided long ago that I actually see the airline business as my true calling. For me, the business side is just as dynamic and intriguing, but even more so, I like it for its creativity and ingenuity. Plus, I figured that if I really want to make a change in a struggling industry, the best place to do that is in management. After all, the airlines don't run themselves. I truly believe that the airline industry is something beautiful, not only because of its ability to connect different parts of the world and different cultures and ideas, but also because there's so much room for creative expression in each and every company. No two airlines are alike. Each one has a distinct style and a different approach to flying. At the end of the day, it also represents the unique colors and sounds of a distant world culture. Airlines are not only a physical machine, they're symbols of freedom and interconnectedness. If you really look at them, aircraft are like a blank canvas, and their liveries a painting. Their interiors and seats are works of architecture or fashion, each one trying to outshine the other. Even the food is a source for mixing a creative palette of flavors and tastes. My goal, my ambition, is to work in this amazing industry, designing the very liveries, interiors, seats, commercials, and logos that I just described. I want to be able to listen to passengers' wants and needs and respond to them with an unforgettable experience. After all, flying is sensational, and it should stay that way. It's a unique interest, and it sets me apart from everyone I know, mostly because it's not a field that many would ever consider getting into. I don't blame them. It's a volatile industry. Even I can't deny that. Airline travel isn't what it once was. Everywhere you look, all you hear about is lost bags, canceled flights, and yet another cost-cutting measure. For many, it just fuels anger and frustration. But even all that hasn't deterred me. I still see a lot of hope and potential for things to turn around. Whatever happens, I plan on taking my spot and leaving my mark, no matter how big or small. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Only the sky's the limit.